Real quick, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has come to the Florida Maquis and participated, subscribed, and been a part of our discussion. 18 months ago, I had no idea the channel was going to grow to this level. We're at 26,000 plus subscribers, 7.5 million views, and growing every single day. For this channel to have done what it's done with literally being as low-tech as you could possibly imagine says more about the contributors. It says more about the people in the comment section, the subscribers that return on a daily basis and open up an intelligent, thoughtful, unbiased discussion about events in the world. One of the things I hoped that we could achieve by doing the videos in the way that I do them, with just the screen being what I'm seeing, not me, that we could talk as a group together about the information and then maybe pick it apart and find what's truth and what's not. It's also part of the what we call the Sunday Roundtable at the Patreon channel, where we have 5 different levels of training. Today is, of course, Secret Squirrel Saturday for the base level, but we still use the technique that everyone has a voice. The roundtable was designed so that there was no head of the table, that everyone has a voice, everyone speaks, everyone contributes, and we look at all available information. Now, there is, pardon me for 1 minute, there we go, a psychological state called the availability heuristic that says if you attach emotion to a piece of information, you will give that piece of information a lot more weight than you will all other pieces of information about that topic. The mainstream media has used this to amazing effect in the world, both on the left and the right. We train for this. Psychological operations requires that the targets not be aware they are being manipulated. Once they know, or once they're aware of their own psychology in a way that allows them to discern when they're being manipulated, it's over. And so that's what the training is about at Patreon. It's not about revealing some super secret, crazy information that's going to give you the ability to override all of your emotions, but it will give you the ability to understand that if you're reacting in an emotional way to information, more than likely you're the victim of a psyop. Happens to everyone. So would love to have you here. The growth here has mirrored the growth on YouTube as well, and we are going to continue going forward. But once again, thank you. It is about you guys. It really is. I'm humbled to have a channel with 26,000 subs, have videos that have 600,000, 500,000 views, 200,000 views. It's just beyond anything I could ever imagine. So thank you again very much. Glad to have you. We're going to go forward. Now, one of the things that we've talked about mostly recently has been this issue in Venezuela. The false, fake, make-believe narrative about the country completely having failed, everybody starving, and of course socialism being the evil culprit that has destroyed all countries every time it's tried, which is a complete and total lie. Here we have another piece of information that, if you would look at it critically, would completely shoot down that story. It's about the Caribbean Games going on down in Barranquilla, Colombia. And they're going on till Friday, August 3rd. And as it stands right now, at least as of whenever this was published, Venezuela is the #2 medal taker. Now they're #7 in gold, but 18 total medals, 43 for Mexico, only 16 for Colombia so far. So how does that work? How do you have gold, silver, and bronze medal winning weightlifters, swimmers, cyclists, you name it, when your country is a complete, total failed state, can't even feed itself, and everybody is scrounging through the trash for just little scraps of whatever's left over? You know, and that story right there should also make you scratch your head. If everyone in Venezuela was starving, why is there any food in anybody's trash anywhere? Does that make sense? Perhaps maybe it's regional. Just like in the United States, we have areas of our country that at times have been, and still are, complete slums and dumpster fires and basket cases. I could pick out 10 or 12 cities if I wanted to right now, but I'd probably offend folks out there, and I'm not going to do that. They're very well aware of what goes on in their cities. So, and speaking of that real quick, we'll cover this. Once again, we find ourselves back in Cancun, Mexico, looking at American corpses. We've covered this before many months ago. The make-believe story that came out of there about some family that had allegedly all died from carbon monoxide poisoning when it was a third-floor apartment and well-ventilated and couldn't possibly have killed them in the time frame that they said it did. And, of course, all information was scrubbed, and there was no access to any real photos of the inside. And then, of course, we had the bomb aboard a boat that was initially reported as just a mechanical failure that occurred in the third level of a seating row of a ferry, all in Cancun, Mexico. And it's still happening. And strangely enough, it's just all Americans. And this was something the channel tried to warn of, caught quite a bit of crap for it, but that this was coming. And I'm telling you what, with this new president down in Colombia, look up, now this isn't me making a prediction, look up the 8th of August historically and all of the things that have happened on the 8th of August. Strangely enough, that is the day that Ivan Duque, this warmonger, this warlord, is going to take control of Colombia. There have been a lot of very telling events that have happened historically on the 8th of August. Now, wars take time. I'm not making any magical predictions for 8/8/2018. But it would not surprise me if after that date we saw a complete change in the story coming out of Venezuela and Colombia. Also that month, Venezuela is set to reconvert its monetary cone. Now, to explain that would take an hour of what they're doing, but long and the short of it is this. For many years, the U.S. has magically added zeros onto its ledgers. Basically, the fractal reserve banking, where you put $1,000 in the bank and then the bank magically pretends it has $10,000 or $100,000 and then goes out and lends that money out and just creates fictitious fake money out of nowhere. And of course, the reason that we've been able to do that and not destroy our own economy is the petrodollar, meaning that most countries in the world are forced by law to buy our currency in order to purchase oil. And now that that's starting to go away with big countries like Russia and China and Indonesia and Turkey and all this stuff with Iran, all Venezuela is doing is the reverse. They're taking zeros off of their currency and reissuing it under another name and tying it to a cryptocurrency that's based on a barrel of oil down there. What it's going to cause is the prices of things are going to drop dramatically in Venezuela if they stay with electronic transfer, electronic purchasing, and take part in the Carnet de Patria and operate in a way that doesn't try to destroy the economy of Venezuela. And what I mean by that is the criminal speculators in the dollar are really what caused the inflationary spiral. It has nothing to do with socialism. It has nothing to do with poor management. And we've shown that over and over and over again. I'm not going to go back through the charts, but if you want to, you can look back through, and I'm sure the folks down in the comments section will be able to give you the links and show you where you can find all of that information. But I would watch the 8th, because Duque takes power, new monetary cone in Venezuela. Things are set up, and they are on a razor's edge down here now. And the lines have been drawn, and the U.S. is going to have to somehow do something to maintain their false story. Because they've been saying that Venezuela is failing since 2013. Yet here they are. winning medals. Number 2 medal winner at the games in Colombia. A country that supposedly can't feed its people. Starving. Complete basket case. Still exports oil at the level the U.S. does. And that's a whole nother story. The U.S. Finding oil just to pump it out of the ground, put it on ships, and sell it to India. While we watch gasoline and prices in this country go up and up and up and up and up. Meaning there will be no such thing as energy independence for America as long as oil companies control the oil. The U.S. is going to have to step up and take control of its reserves, which of course would then make it an evil socialist nation. But that's, once again, another story for another day. But thank you, everyone. I sure appreciate all that you've done. It's an amazing thing. It's allowed me to do things in my private life that I would not have originally been able to do. I did post a song that I had covered many, many years ago, and it's kind of given me the idea that I might start pick up the guitar again and record some more, and maybe do an album. So what do you guys think about that? Would like to hear your thoughts. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.